Hi, good afternoon guys and girls, and welcome back to another episode of Nick's Veggie Patch. I come to you from my allotment today, which is Saturday the 9th of January, and I come to you as the country is yet again being put into a third lockdown. But luckily for allotment growers like myself and many other people that have allotments, especially some of my YouTube friends, Dave's allotment garden, Dave's allotment diary, Cara's tidbits. Thankfully, luckily, we are allowed to come down to our allotments for exercise, as the government are calling it. Obviously also for mental health and people's well-beings. So yes, I'm down here on my plot today. Got lots to crack on. So rather than giving you a long drawn out video message where I'm just talking, today, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be wanting to achieve today on my plot, and then hopefully you'll see that in the video. So I'm going to get cracking, and I'm going to show you around the plot and the various areas that I want to try and work on today and try and get stuff achieved. Also, just a quick one, as I always do when I'm doing Nick's Veggie Patch, just like to show you guys that I wear the hand gel. I won't show you the name of the hand gel, but yeah, I always put hand gel on every time before I do my allotment. Keeps my hands clean, you know, and it kills all 99% of bacteria. So yeah, so not much going on here in the greenhouse. Just gonna have a little bit of a sort around. Got a new table to come inside, so yeah, just a little bit of a clear up in here, but that probably won't be today as I've got lots of work to do. So what I'll do is I'll take you around some of the areas of my vegetable patch and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing today. Let's crack on, guys. Okay, I'm here at the front of my plot because I want to show you these pieces of cardboard that I've got from my local place of work. We only throw them away, so I'm going to make use of them. And what I'm going to do with them, they're a nice sized square shape. So what I'm actually going to do with them is I'm going to try a couple of new methods this year for my allotment. So the first method is I'm going to dig out a fair bit of soil from my raised beds, and then to stop the weeds from coming up, I'm going to put some of that cardboard onto the bottom of the raised bed, dump the soil that I took out, making sure first to get rid of all the weeds, dump that back on top with a little bit of compost, shop brought compost, and I'm going to see how well that stops the weeds from coming up. Now, I've been watching a guy on YouTube called Charles Dowding. He's got his own little plot, Homemakers, down in Somerset, and he's done a trial of putting the cardboard into the raised bed, but he's doing a no dig philosophy. So he basically puts that on top of whatever weeds that are already in the bed, dumps more compost on top. Now, the way I want to do it is by taking out some of the soil, putting that into the raised bed, dump the soil back on top with some compost. Hopefully, if my trial works, it will stop the weeds from coming up through into the raised bed, which weeds are always a problem. Hopefully that method will stop that from happening. But also I'm going to try another method which is going to stop hopefully the weeds from coming up, and it's a product called Stolch. Now I think I've shown you that in a previous video. I'm going to be putting that onto some of the raised beds when I've planted. Hopefully the stuff I plant, it comes up through. But the Stolch is very good for stopping snails and slugs and other kind of annoying pests you don't want on your plot. From what it says, slugs and snails absolutely hate it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing at some point. So to make sure they don't get wet, those cardboard will be going into my polytunnel. And I will show you now another part of the plot where I'm going to be doing some more work. Right, so I'm stood at the back of the polytunnel here. As you can see, the homemade raised bed that I showed you in previous videos, that's going to be going into the ground here today. But I've got a bit of rubber that I made use of on the plot, which went down to aid with the polytunnel. I'm going to cut that little bit off and then hopefully dig the rest of this raised bed into the ground so it's firm, and then dig the soil back in, and this will have compost dumped into it, and we will have a raised planter at the back here of the polytunnel. I'm going to make use of the compost that is in that blue container there, put that back in. As I said in my last video, those blue containers are going to go up to the local council tip because I don't really want to use them anymore. And as I said in obviously my last video, let's give a handy tip for Cara's tidbits. Hi Cara, if you're watching. I'm going to dump all those stones back into that raised bed as a way of slowing the water down. So just in a sense, a filter system. But yeah, rather than, because I never know where to throw them or take them, so I'm going to make use of them, and I'm going to throw them back into the raised bed there, and that will just slow all the water from draining out too quickly. Okay, so I'm going to take you on to another part of the plot and show you also what I'd like to get on with today. So let's get cracking. Okay, as you can see, I've brought you over to the raised bed that's got my leeks in. I'm going to pull them up today just to see what they are like, because they're ready to come out of the ground now. So I'm going to pull them up, take them home. We're going to have some nice leeks at home. Probably chop them up, freeze them, and then we won't have to worry about going to the shops and buying any leeks. I'm also going to trim up my chard, take the rest of that up. I think that's about it for these two raised beds here, but yeah, it's mainly getting the leeks up out of that raised bed, trim that chard up. Also I've got some chard in another raised bed just down here. I'm probably going to trim that up and pull that out because I want to start getting these raised beds ready for other stuff to grow in. I forgot to say that blue container there will probably be staying where it is, and I will probably put something, some sort of vegetable in there. I put sweet potatoes in there last year, but they didn't turn out how I wanted them to turn out, so I won't be putting them in there again this year. But yeah, so I'll be doing somewhere with that, but obviously not yet, and just clearing some of the weeds and some of the raised beds as well. But also I'll just take you along my path, or the path. I'm going to be getting rid of the remaining Brussels sprouts today, pulling them up, seeing if they're any good to make use of, and then sort of digging this over and just getting all the weeds out. So yeah, a few things that I'm going to be getting on with. I don't think there'll be too much happening in the polytunnel today, except for putting the cardboard in there, various other bits and pieces. But yeah, hopefully I can show you in a little while other bits and pieces that I'd have done, and give you a nice video to post. Also, at some point over the next week or so, clear this raised bed full of weeds. It's just got out of control, and also make sure no more come up in these ones. These are probably going to be two of the raised beds that are going to have the cardboard in, just to try my little experiment. But yeah, also sort out the strawberry bed, give that a weeding out, take out the strawberries because they'll probably be planted at some point, planted into the polytunnel. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. I better get cracking on. Right, guys and girls, welcome back. As you can see, one cleared out raised bed of leeks, and I suppose you're wondering where they are. Well, let's take you and show you the good crop of leeks that I got out of this raised bed. Wow, there you go, guys. They look absolutely amazing. Really happy with these. That is the amazing crop of leeks that I got out of that one raised bed. They smell absolutely wonderful from here, fresh as the daisies. Perfect for what leeks should be. If you want to know what variety those leeks are, that variety are called Musselburgh. So those are Musselburgh leeks. You can plant leeks all year round, and you'll get a crop from October right through till now, January, right up till I would say February, but I would pick them more in January. But yeah, it's a wonderful crop there of the leeks. And also something else I forgot to show you, which I shall take you there now. This raised bed here, which has also got a few leeks in, they're also going to be have to pulled up as well. I'm also going to trim the chard up there as well, and take them out. You can leave chard in for a long time, because as long as you keep taking off the big leaves, it will continue to grow. And the good thing, I don't know if I mentioned on my video last week, with chard you can eat the whole thing. Chard in a sense is like spinach. You can eat the stalks and the outer leaves. The stalks need a little bit longer cooking time, and the leaves about the same time roughly as what you would do for spinach, a couple of minutes, not even that. I found that little tip out from a celebrity, a chef that I follow called Nigel Slater. He's also a writer for The Observer and I think the London Evening Standard, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But he said chop the stalks up, partly cook them first, and then throw in the leaves, and chard makes a wonderful meal to go with anything. But mainly I brought you over here just to show you I had a few more leeks. I completely forgot about showing you this one. These are also going to come up. and then it'll be a case of cracking on with the rest of the allotment. I'm also going to try today and plant some more garlic. As you can see, my elephant garlic are really coming along. I had a friend of mine in the week ask me when is the best time to plant garlic. Well, me personally, I like to plant it around about October time, because it is a hardy plant. It is a hardy vegetable, should I say, a root vegetable. So yeah, I like to plant mine around about October, November time. But if you haven't planted it then, you can plant it January, February time. You'll just get a later crop. If you put it in around about October time, you're going for an early crop. But yeah, some more garlic to plant. But I'm going to carry on with my veggie patch, and I'll come back to you in a minute, guys. Right, welcome back, guys. I've got the camera placed on to one of my raised beds, so you can see the plastic green raised bed in front of you. And in the camera, you might be in the camera, you'll be able to see some garlic and one of my little prodding sticks. Now, as I've never shown myself really in any of my videos except for the one I did at home the other day, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm just going to show you how I plant my elephant garlic. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to hear my voice. Let's give it a go. I'm just going to walk in front of the camera. Okay, so when I'm planting my elephant garlic, I like it to have space. So I've got some really good compost in this raised bed. Stuff I put in last year, still here, really rotted down. So yeah, what I like to do, I use my little green little digger. I can't remember what they're actually called. And then take my elephant garlic bulb and place it in there. You want to make sure it goes into the soil. That way the shoots will come up and the roots on the bottom there will get embedded down. So just facing obviously the way I've just shown you, just cover it over with soil, and then it's just basically keep going and spreading it out to how far you want it to be. Obviously making sure you know where roughly the line you've put it in. But if you can see that, you want the hard stubbly bit at the bottom and then the nice round curvy bit at the top. You just plonk that in your bed, cover it over with the soil, and basically, guys, you just keep going all the way along. You do that all the way along until you've got all of the garlic into your particular area where you want it to be. As I said, you can start planting it in October, right through to January. I would imagine February. I've never planted garlic in February, but yeah, just keep going along all the way till we get to the end. Just make sure you're spacing it out to give it enough room to grow, covering it over with the soil, and it's just basically keep going until you've got it all into the soil. As I said, I've already got one crop in, as you've seen, but everybody loved my garlic last year, some of my friends and family that I gave it to, so I've decided this year I want to grow more. Obviously I've not planted it in January before, so I'm doing the next lot now, seeing how they do come up. But fingers crossed. As you can see, you've got one lot that's already up. This little digger thing is really handy because it gives you the desired width you want. Going right to the end of each of the raised bed, using all aspects of it. I think I'm going to use this raised bed now for garlic, apart from obviously the char that's in here, but I'll take that out. But hopefully, yeah, I think I'll keep this one just all to garlic. Just keep going all the way along. You can do it with just your fingers if you want, just to bed it into the soil like that. You don't need to use that dabber thing. And there we have it, folks. That's my garlic planted in to one of my raised beds now. So another lot of garlic, same variety, elephant garlic. But I just wanted to show you how obviously I do it. And it will be a case of just cracking on with the rest of the plot. Right, folks, welcome back. As you saw there, I planted my elephant garlic. I'm going to give you a little demonstration of how to plant it. Hopefully I didn't look too weird in the picture, but I'm going to stop now for 5 minutes and I'm going to have the old flask of coffee. I'm going to stop, have a nice coffee for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to carry on. My mate Dave Dixon has just turned up, obviously to do his plot. He's going to just pop by, say hello, obviously by keeping the 2 meter distance. But I'll speak to you guys again in a minute and show you some other stuff of the plot. Bye for now. Right, welcome back, folks. I've had a little bit of a coffee. My mate's turned up at his plot and he's going to come over and see me in a minute. But I obviously keep completely 2 meters, obviously. Just say hello. But I'm stood here where the Brussels sprouts are because this is the next thing that I'm going to be pulling up. Obviously I've done the garlic now, so yeah, I'm going to clear the last of the remaining Brussels sprouts out of this raised bed, grab all the weeds up, and then look at maybe covering this raised bed over until we actually start using it. And then have a look at what else I can do today while we've still got the light, and then it'll be a question of going home, going through this amazing video and seeing what it's like. So I shall catch you in a minute, guys. Hi guys, welcome back to Nick's Veggie Plot. Well, as I said, my mate Dave Dixon has come down to attend his plot, so he thought he would come up just for 5 minutes, stand on the pathway, obviously because we're obviously keeping the 2 meter distance. So I'm just going to pan the camera around so you can say hi to Dave. Say hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Yep, so yeah.
Hi, everyone.
So Dave's come down to attend his plot, which is about 3 or 4 plots down, 4 plots down from mine. But he's come up to say hello. He's made himself a coffee because in his shed he's got a nice little stove that he can make coffee, tea or coffee.
In the summer, beers.
Well,
With the fridge.
in the summer, as he says, jokingly, beers. But yeah, no, he's come up to say hello for 5 minutes. And obviously we're keeping the 2 metre distance. So he stood on one of the official pathways on our allotment. So we're keeping the correct distance. But yeah, Dave's got his own plot. He's been down here about, what, 5 months now?
Since May.
Since May, Dave's been down here. So yeah, he wanted a plot because obviously during the lockdown last year, he was really bored. Couldn't do his job that he does. If some of you don't know, you might have heard it on Dave's allotment garden that my mate Dave has got his own gardening business. So obviously last year we were most people were furloughed, so Dave couldn't do his job as much as he'd like. So yeah, he asked to see if he could get an allotment, and lo and behold, we got him a plot down here. So he's just going to finish his coffee, go down to his plot, and I'm going to have a bit of a coffee, and I'll come back to you in a minute, guys, and show you the raised bed where the Brussels sprouts are, or were. So catch you in a minute, guys. Right, guys, welcome back. I'm stood by my raised bed that had the Brussels sprouts in. As you can see, I've completely cleared it now. I've cleared most of my raised beds today. Got lots of large gardening waste bags full of the waste in. Didn't get many Brussels sprouts off what was left. There's a few good ones, but still, we had a very good crop from the ones that I accidentally put into the polytunnel, as you may have heard on previous videos. But yeah, so I'm gonna start packing up now. I've done a fair bit today, and then obviously I'm going to come back down tomorrow and do a few other bits and pieces. So I'm going to sort out the raised bed that I showed you in the corner. In actual fact, I'll quickly take you there now and show you what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And hopefully I'll do another video tomorrow, not as long as this one, but a short video, and I'll show you what I'll be doing tomorrow. Okay, here we are back round the back of my polytunnel. So tomorrow when I come down, I'm going to be cutting that piece of plastic rubber there to enable me to put my raised bed down here properly into the soil. Hopefully once that's done, dump this nice compost into that bin, and then add a little bit of farm manure to that as well. But yeah, hopefully I'll be doing all that tomorrow. But it's been a productive afternoon, so I'm going to go home now and plan what I'm going to do tomorrow. Also planting some seeds. I've got some Carolina Reaper seeds that I'm hoping to plant. Hopefully plant them later this evening into my heated propagator I've got, and then hopefully give you another update tomorrow. So all I can say is stay safe for now, guys. As they always say, hands, space, stay safe, and I'll hopefully give you another little update tomorrow. So bye for now, guys, from Nick's Veggie Patch. yeah, we're in a lockdown, but you know, try and make the best of it as we can. But yeah, hopefully I'll give you another update tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully you'll see some other bits and pieces. It won't be as long as this video, but hopefully you'll see some more stuff that I've done, and we'll go for there. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll catch you shortly. Bye for now from Nick's Veggie Patch.